The Rhode Island Rams are off to a hot start after winning 2 straight games by 40 points or more. And head coach Tammy Reese, she is not surprised. I talked to her before the start of the season, and she told me this is her dream team.
That's the brand of basketball we're going to play this year. We're going to be fast, we're going to be furious, and we're coming. Both sides of the ball. And so I've never had that. This is who I am. This is the way I've always wanted to play.
Their dominance has been on display for long stretches of each of their respective seasons. The Bruins and the Celtics both with holiday afternoon matinees today. And let's begin close to home. This is 12 News Now. I'm Paige Messier. Providence College just announced that basketball star Bryce Hopkins has suffered a season-ending injury. Hopkins teammates and PC head coach Kim English wished Hopkins well in his recovery after the game.
Our prayers are with Bryce and his family tonight, hoping for a good news.
Could tell it wasn't a great play, but knowing Bryce, I know he's going to attack his rehab and he's going to be good. I'm going to send many prayers and wishes towards him.
There were high hopes for Hopkins this season. He was one of 5 finalists for the 2023 Karl Malone Award and was named first team All-Big East in the preseason. In the newsroom, I'm Paige Messier. 12 News Now. It was senior day here in Kingston for the Rhode Island Rams, and this senior day was a little extra special. It involved 15 athletes, and they've acquired nearly 30 wins over the past 4 years. And head coach Jim Fleming, he wasn't ecstatic about how the game went today against the North Carolina A&T Aggies, but a win is a win, and they got it 31-24. It's been all Questenberry on the other side. How do you contain him in the second half?
Hey, we knew he's going to get a lot of touches, a lot of opportunities to score.
You guys have had the lead throughout the whole first half. This team has struggled in the second half throughout the season. What's the message going to be heading into the second half?
We'll come out, just play confident and play together.
This is 12 News Now. I'm Paige Messier. America's game is being played in New England for the first time this year. Army-Navy will be restoring their historic rivalry at Gillette Stadium on December 9th. The Kraft family and both teams held a luncheon on Wednesday to give players, coaches, and other personnel an opportunity to give remarks about the big game. I was able to speak with Army West Point Superintendent Lieutenant General Stephen Gillen, who said that while they play for rival teams, the players share an important bond.
It's pretty powerful in that these young men are out there on the field competing against each other, but potentially in the future they are together all on the same team, which is called, which when we think about it is America's team, the Armed Forces.
The countdown is on with only 10 more days until 60,000 fans gather in Foxborough for the Army-Navy game. If you don't have tickets, you can watch it on WPRI 12. Certainly not the start of the season that head coach Archie Miller wished for against Quinnipiac last week, but since day one, Miller has preached that this team will go through adversity. It's a young team still looking to build chemistry, but despite the loss, Miller was able to scrape up some positives, including this team's ability to draw fouls and get to the free throw line. And there were many storylines to come out of this game, but the one that remains the most prevalent is the heartbreaking injury of Kendrick Bourne. He suffered an ACL tear and will likely miss the remainder of the season. And this is a huge loss for the Patriots, with Bourne leading in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. But not only is it a physical loss, but it's a loss in the locker room as well. His teammate, Matthew Slater, said, quote, "Kendrick brings a contagious energy that is unmatched, positivity that is unmatched, and I don't know if I played with someone that has the joy that Kendrick has." Now we are all praying for a speedy recovery for Kendrick Bourne, but the Patriots, they have a task at hand: find wide receiver 1. And it's been looking like it will be Demario Douglas. He's been the second man to Bourne for the majority of the season. He's had a productive past few games, but we can't forget about Juju Smith-Schuster. He's a first-year Patriot. He's been quiet for the majority of the season, but he did get a touchdown against the Miami Dolphins. And there's also other options like second-round draft pick Tyquan Thornton, but only time will tell. We'll see next week when they face the Commanders at 1 o'clock. After a controversial call in the final minutes of the CAA matchup last year, which arguably cost the Rams their first postseason appearance since 1985, the Rams, they played with a chip on their shoulder against the University of New Hampshire, where they won 34-28. 21 points, 8 for 10 shooting, and 9 rebounds. With those stats, it was a fight for Garrett Johnson to get his first collegiate win against Stonehill, but the real fight was off the court.
It was definitely tough to wrap my head around, that this was going to be my life now. So yeah, I didn't necessarily know the long journey I had ahead. I didn't know what was in store, but yeah, it was a big change in my perspective.
George Washington's own Garrett Johnson had discovered at just 19 years old that he had an aggressive desmoid tumor in his left hip. After multiple doctors trying different methods, he started to question if he would ever step on the court again. That was until he found Dr. Avutu.
It was just really gave me a lot of confidence hearing him talk about it like that, because at that point it had been a year and a half of doing different things and nothing had worked yet. He followed through. He delivered on his word, and we started chemotherapy treatment and it worked.
After 9 rounds of chemotherapy, 4 surgeries, and having to leave the Princeton basketball program to focus on his health, Garrett Johnson was finally ready to get back on the court, and it was Coach Caputo who gave him the opportunity.
He was willing to take a chance on me. I mean, they came and saw me work out while I was still on chemo, and they actually had me come to campus the day after one of my chemo sessions and had me work out. I did well, and they gave me a scholarship that day.
There was a belief that he was certainly a good enough player, to make an impact here and make an impact early on. Obviously we did our research on the medical piece, but ultimately, what I told him is like, look, we believe in you.
And of course, it's a coach's job to teach his players, but Coach Caputo says he can learn a few things from Garrett Johnson.
Yeah, and I just think we marvel at him. If you have your health, you really have a lot, and you have the ability to affect change. And so, for me, he draws, it's a lot of inspiration that is drawn from his journey.
And this is just the beginning of Garrett Johnson's story. This week, he earned Rookie of the Week after leading the conference in field goal percentage, being 3rd in 3-point percentage, 7th in rebounding, and 9th in scoring. So what's your hidden talent?
My hidden talent is that I could dance a little bit. Ooh. Like y'all don't, I do too much for the camera.
Yeah, fun is maybe not the word, but I got to test my strength with the Rhodey basketball team. I thought I was pretty strong, but you guys will see in this package. We are here in the URI weight room with
Dan Apodaca
and
Jimmy Ball.
And I'm going to do a basketball workout.
Good.
I was barely moving.
Keep it moving. You got minute 42.
That was good.
I'm seeing the spots.
Kind of like a nerd, like a trivia nerd, so I'm pretty good at trivia.
History? Yeah. Who is the 23rd president?
No, that's way
That's too specific. Yeah. Thank you, Kyle. It was electric here in the Ryan Center on Saturday, and we expected some alumni to come back to visit their old school, but what we didn't expect was 2 special guests from Miami. I got to catch up with them on Saturday. You're obviously very stylish. Our jerseys, we're debuting them tonight, the Bikini Blues. Rate our jerseys on a scale of 1 to 10.
The blues over there? Blue is my second favorite color behind green. It is. The only reason I really don't like blue is because Villanova was blue, which is the school that he went to. But those are fly. We're gold. And what do you miss about this college atmosphere? I know it's a different experience than the NBA, but is there anything you miss?
It's just this atmosphere in general, the loudness, the student section, the chanting. It's something that you can do once in a lifetime, and you always remember. It's awesome.
I'm with Jeff Dowen, a former Ram. Now he's on the Raptors. You're back Rhode Island. What did you miss most about this place?
Just the atmosphere and the fans. I'm glad to be back.
I would say my hidden talent is I'm pretty good at crocheting.
I'll be expecting a scarf at the A10 tournament.
My hidden talent is table drumming.
I can bake.
What do you bake?
I make cookies, and that's really my main thing is cookies. But if chocolate chip.
What's your favorite part about this job?
It's so tough. I literally bleed bikini blue. If you cut me right now, there would be bikini blue blood pouring out. I get goosebumps when I step on the court when that happens. Oh man, it's so good. I love it.